Hello, welcome back to Savvy Organics Farm. This afternoon I need to powder up some onion and garlic that I've been dehydrating for the last probably day and a half. So I think they're ready to go. I have some recipes that call for onion powder and garlic powder, and I'm out. So here we go. We're going to powder them up, starting with the bottom tray. That means less spillage. Sounds like they're done. So I get it into a little container. A bit tedious, trying not to lose a little bit. This garlic was super time consuming peeling. I have a little roller thing. I've tried shaking it in a jar. It doesn't work for me. We'll put some in my little spice. Everything I have is little. If I had a giant thing, this thing would take like hardly any time. But I don't have a giant one. I have a little spice grinder here. And I forgot I need a paper towel. So I'll be back with a paper towel. Back with a paper towel. So I use the paper towel to make less mess. So I use half of the half sheet, put it over the container, and I put the lid down on the container. So it'll grind without throwing powder everywhere. Sounds better. So you see this? It sucks it down in there. And you can tap it to get the powder that's stuck. It's a little bit flies up, but not near as much. Ooh, potent. Not near as much as if it were ground without the paper. So then I'll pour it into this jar. And hopefully get this back down in here. There it goes. And just repeat the process until I get all the garlic done. And once I get all the garlic done, I'll bring you back. Okay, I'm still grinding garlic. I brought you back a little bit early because I realized I didn't say too much about the setup that I've got here. Put this towel down, mainly because on these trays that don't have the, of course I pull you in when I have the two easy trays. These other trays, the garlic sticks to it, and I'm sure the onions will too. And so I have this towel down here so I can just dump it from the tray onto the towel. Or if, you know, it just falls off the tray, the towel keeps it from bouncing all over the place. If it hits the counter, they tend to bounce. So anyway, that is one of my little tidbits. And there's onion in this garlic. Oh no. So I just realized as I'm grinding up all these onions that I never mentioned how I prepared the onions and the garlic for dehydrating. And I did mention that the garlic is very tedious, and it is. I peel the garlic and I cut them in two. Each clove I cut in two. Um, I think that just helps the drying process if you open it up. But in the onions, I peel the onions and um, cut them in half. And then I can show you with this one. I cut them in half from pole to pole, and then I slice them and make little rainbows. But any direction, you just need to have a thin slice of onion. It will, as it dehydrates, it'll crinkle up, and sometimes they stay together, like that, and sometimes they don't, like that one. So just as long as they all get dry, um, that's the end goal, to make it powder. So it doesn't really matter what it looks like when you're drying it, just so that they're not huge pieces. And I'm still these things get sticky and they stick to the tray. And you might ask why I'm doing all this. Well, we grow our garlic and we grow our onions, so I need to preserve them in some way. And I don't mind, working in the kitchen. I enjoy it. And I don't want to buy it at the store if I already have it at home. So that's why I do it. So let me get the rest of these done, and we'll bring you back hopefully when I'm done. Okay, I've finished grinding up the onions and the garlic. This is 7 trays of onion, and this is 3 trays of garlic. Once they're ground up and kind of cooled off a little bit, I put them in a jar and twirl it. If it clumps, then that means you need to put the powder on a solid tray and put it back in the dehydrator. The clump means there's still moisture in there. It'll last longer with the less moisture that's in there. So that is how I make my onion and garlic powder. I'll be putting these in spice blends, and then once I'm done making my blends, I will put the rest in smaller containers and be able to use it when I'm making dinners and things. So thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. All right, thank you.